Okay, welcome everybody. We're here at a very sunny Knighton Davy where after a hard-fought 1-1 draw, a late goal by Shane Coloni gets a draw for the Westies reserves, and that means they have won the East Sussex Premier Division. So, well, first of all, congratulations, Asher.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much for talking to us. Hard-fought game that, but got it over the line.
I think, if I'm being honest, it probably feels like a little bit of an anti-climax. I would say that's probably the worst that we've played all season. That being said, there's been many a time this season where we've kind of overcome adversity in that manner, and I think that was another one of those occasions. It was a shame that we didn't play well today, but ultimately I think we did what we needed to do. And look, you know, the aim now is to finish the season unbeaten. It's not just about winning the league. We've managed to win the league unbeaten, and we need to continue that for the next few games in the lead up to a very important cup final, and hopefully we can make that a double.
Yeah, fantastic. It's been a really good season. Like you say, unbeaten, lost that 100% record, but, you know...
Yeah, thanks for that.
Hard. You know, nice problem to have, I'd say.
Yeah.
This team has been competitive for a few years now in this league. What do you think's the difference this season compared to being near or there or thereabouts?
That's a good question. I think, you know, in terms of football management, I think 3 years is probably quite a good cycle. Some of the lads have been with me throughout that period, so they kind of know what's expected and have obviously bedded in at this level as well. I think overall our fitness this season has shown. I think we're athletic, we're quite direct, and we're just a little bit more streetwise than what we have been. Some of the younger players, you know, instead of 18, 19, they're now 21, 22, and I think that makes a big difference in terms of a player's football development. So I think that's the key difference. We're able to consistently do the right things at the right times. Whether that's pretty or not, it's not important. It's just about getting the results, which is what we've done over and over again this season.
Yeah, and you've got that nice mix of the seniors like Matt and Gordon. Jay wasn't here today, but you've also got the youngsters that are on the development pathway. I mean, Dylan's barely 17, 18, for example, playing today. So it's a great mix of that development aspect and the seniors, the leaders, if you like.
You're spot on, and I think all of the best sides at this level need that mix. It's the responsibility of the senior players to kind of lead by example and educate to an extent as well. You know, Matt is just perfect. He's the perfect skipper for this club, or certainly for the reserve side. Anyway, he's always available. He's always a 7, 8 out of 10 every week. And whilst he doesn't lead by being the most vocal, he leads with the standard of his performances. You know, it's a little bit of a shame that obviously we haven't had that commitment to training. You know, we haven't trained for a long time, and from a coaching perspective, I think there's a lot more to get out of these lads if we were able to train consistently, which is probably why, unfortunately, those ball sessions have been replaced with runs and hard work in the gym. But for the most part, we've got a really core group that's committed to that, and you know, they've stuck to it, and finally they've kind of seen the rewards for it. Yeah,
brilliant. 3 games to go, still got games to play in the league and a cup, as you say. I'll ask you, what's the ambition for the rest of the season? I guess that's a fairly obvious question.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you know, to have gone 11 games unbeaten now in the league, it shows kind of where we're at against the rest of the competition. We've got a prequel to the cup final next week against Battle, who I believe on their day are a very good side. You know, there's lots of players there that have played Mid Sussex Premier League standard, and you know, we're going to have to face them twice now between next week and the end of the season to try and ensure that 100 or that unbeaten record. That is the goal, is to remain unbeaten for the remainder of the season, and hopefully to improve on what was a pretty average performance there. We've lost our rhythm a little bit. You know, the games have been kind of sporadic and spread out over the last month or so, and particularly when you've got some senior players, I think you need minutes in the tank each week, and maybe that's what we're missing. Obviously conditions are probably a lot more difficult than they've been, and you know, it was a struggle today, but that being said, I would like to think we can go the rest of the year unbeaten.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think from my point of view, and our point of view watching, they never let it go. I mean, the heads could have gone down, but they got the draw because they kept going, even though it wasn't going particularly well. So That's a positive, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and we're in a strong position in that I can turn to the bench and I can look around and I can see. We had 4 on the bench today, but usually 5 very capable players, all pushing for a start in the side. So the competition for places is there, and with a cup final kind of hanging over our heads, everyone is dialed in. It'd be easy now if we didn't have the cup final, league done and dusted.
Switch off.
People on the beach, so to speak. And that's not going to be the case. I'll try I would try to ensure that wouldn't happen anyway, of course, with the unbeaten record still up for grabs. But the cup final now is everyone's. It's a dress. Every week is a dress rehearsal for the cup final.
Brilliant. So there you go. That's a nice addition to your CV, and the first trophy in the bank this season, and the first league trophy for Westfield for quite a few years as well.
Yeah.
So it's super positive. I'll let you go on and join in with the
I'm going to have a drink now. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much. Well
Cheers.
done. A good afternoon. It got there eventually.
Job well done.
Nice
Thank you.
one. Thank you, Asher. Cheers.